If your life looks successful, but your finances feel tight, this video is for you. You're not bad with money. You're stuck in a system that rewards feeling rich instead of becoming secure. In the next few minutes, you'll understand why certain upgrades feel like progress, but quietly lock you into financial stress. And once you see it, it's hard to unsee. Here's the core idea, stated clearly. Feeling rich is not a milestone. It's a psychological signal that often arrives before real stability. And if you respond to that signal the wrong way, it can delay wealth for years. Let me show you how this happens. I'm Mark. I focus on how money changes behavior, identity, and decision-making. This isn't about discipline or sacrifice. It's about systems you may be running without noticing. Let's start with the first trap. When your income rises, the first thing that usually upgrades isn't your savings. It's your environment. A nicer apartment, a better neighborhood, more comfort, more quiet. This feels responsible, it feels adult, it feels like progress. But here's the micro stake. Housing is the one expense that permanently raises your financial floor. Once your lifestyle requires a higher monthly baseline, your options shrink. You may earn more, but your flexibility disappears. If this goes unchecked, every future decision becomes defensive. You don't ask, what's the best long-term move? You ask, what keeps this life running? That's not freedom, that's maintenance. The second trap is convenience spending disguised as self-respect. Food delivery, ride services, premium subscriptions you barely think about. Each one is small, each one feels earned. The problem isn't the cost, it's the frequency. These expenses train your brain to associate money with relief. Stressful day, spend. Long week, upgrade. The micro stake here is subtle. You stop using money to reduce future stress and start using it to anesthetize present stress. That's how people earning good money still feel behind. Their cash flow treats symptoms, not causes. The third trap is status-neutral upgrades. Things no one compliments you on, but you'd feel embarrassed losing. A newer phone, a better car, nicer clothes. These purchases don't scream success. They quietly redefine your baseline. The danger is identity inflation. Once "this is just my life now" sets in, downgrading feels like failure, not a trade-off. If you ignore this, you become financially fragile to anything unexpected. Not because you lack income, but because your identity is tied to a certain standard. Quick pause here. If this framing is useful so far, you'll probably want more thinking like this. You can subscribe later if it helps. Let's keep going. The fourth trap is upgrading your social spending to match your peers. Better restaurants, more frequent trips, weddings, events, weekends away. This one hurts because it's relational. Saying yes feels generous. Saying no feels like falling behind. But here's the micro stake. You begin financing a lifestyle that isn't designed around your goals, but around other people's expectations. Over time, your money stops reflecting your values. It reflects your calendar. That's how people with discipline still feel out of control. The fifth trap is what I call future blind upgrades. You can afford it today, so it feels safe. But the expense has no off switch. Leases, financing, commitments that assume your income will always cooperate. The issue isn't optimism, it's rigidity. If this continues, opportunity becomes dangerous. You can't take risks. You can't slow down. You can't pivot. Your life looks stable, but only as long as nothing changes. And finally, the deepest trap. Confusing comfort with progress. Your life gets easier, smoother, less friction. That feels like winning. But wealth is built by reducing future dependency, not present friction. The micro stake here is time. Years pass where nothing is technically wrong, but nothing structurally improves either. And one day, you realize you've been busy maintaining a lifestyle instead of building leverage. Here's the reframe I want to leave you with. Real wealth doesn't feel rich at first. It feels boring, quiet, underwhelming, because its reward isn't status, it's optionality. The ability to say no, the ability to wait, the ability to change direction without panic. Small systems, create that outcome, not big upgrades. So the question isn't, does this make my life feel better? It's, does this make my future less fragile? If you start filtering decisions that way, your money stops reacting and starts compounding. And that's when things quietly change.